Now, I want to ask you, Ben, how do you stay motivated when you're not surrounded by the business? Because like for me, I mean, I live in Hollywood. I live in the Mecca. When I walk out my door, there's everywhere there's something about the business. And I know a lot of people outside Hollywood. That's like when you come to Hollywood. I'm sure you've been here, right? You've been to LA.
No, no, I haven't.
So if you get to LA one day, you'll walk around, your mouth will be on the floor, and you'll be like,
Sure.
"Oh my God, the streets are paved with gold." I was like that for about 2 years until I became cynical. Because when I first got here, it was just like, "Oh my God, is that a post house? Is that Warner Brothers? Is that Disney? Is that
Yeah,
Sony?" Like you just everywhere you go, it's all about the business. Any coffee shop, that's the big joke. Any coffee shop you walk into, all you see is Final Draft everywhere,
that's
and
right.
all these laptops. But you don't have that in South Carolina. I didn't have that in Miami.
No.
So how did you stay, or how do you stay motivated to just kind of keep after this dragon, if you will?
Well, I think that, writing is one of those things where you have to be in love with the process of writing. That's the thing that has to be pleasurable for you and rewarding, because if you're chasing accolades or you're chasing the end result, you're going to be disappointed because production is an absolute meat grinder on scripts. I you don't realize it at first, but the script that you write will not be the film that's seen.
Oh no.
And if I'm looking to see every single word that I put on this page beautifully, blown up to a big screen or on the TV exactly the way I wrote it, I can't use that as my motivation because it'll never happen. You know,
Right.
if I'm chasing, that name on the screen, yeah, it's nice to see your name on the screen, but you know what? Everybody gets rewritten.
Everybody. Oscar winners.
Everybody.
Oscar
I
winners.
mean, yeah,
Everybody.
you had that great interview with John August a
Yeah.
couple
Episodes ago.
episodes back, and he's one of the best writers in the entire business, and he gets rewritten. You know, and kind of coming back to my story, I've made 10 sales and 3 have made it through production. You know, John August has like what 8 or 9 films on his IMDb, but what do you say? It sold like 30 or
Thir-
something like that.
he's worked on 30 or 40 projects. Same thing with Jim Wools, the writer of Fight Club.
Yeah,
When you look at his IMDb, he's got like a handful of credits, but Jim doesn't stop working. He is
yeah,
constantly working on projects, but they just, for whatever reason, they don't go over the
yeah.
finish line. And
Every single writer
a lot
has
of these
stuff that
guys,
will never see the light of day.
yeah, and it's sad.
And
And I love
yeah,
what John said. I love what John said. He's like, you've got to become kind of like a stock picker. Like,
mhm,
is this project have the legs to get to the finish line? Like, what are the if I'm going to take on this gig, it's not about the money anymore. It's about like I want to see something produced. So
yeah,
like
yeah. So
When Tim Burton calls, generally speaking, those projects get done.
yeah, that's true. So yeah, to kind of come back, full circle to your original question, and I have to be in love with that story. Is this a place that I want to live for a few months? Is this exciting to me? So that's what keeps me motivated. Is the joy of writing. I enjoy that creative process. I enjoy collaborating. It took me a while to realize, but I am one cog in the machine.
Hmm.
But if I do my job really well, everyone else will be excited by that too, and things will run more smooth. So I have to be in love with what I do and the way I do it. And to me, that's self motivating. If you have to look to other sources to be able to do something that you claim you love, it's not going to work out. It's going to end.
Hmm.
If you got to
Badly.
be able to self motivate,
Yeah.
you got to be in love with the process and committed to that. And that doesn't mean you don't have bad days or bad
Oh, no.
weeks or even bad months.
Or
That's
years.
okay.
Or
Yeah.
bad years,
Yeah.
man.
I don't know anybody who has any job on the planet that hasn't at some point said, "Man, this is a drag." And that's okay. You do that, and then you find other things to get your mojo back and you keep going.